Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm excited to share with you where I'm at with my challenge, my summer challenge of using up some pattern paper. So I originally had 30 sheets, and I'll just quickly show you where I'm at right now. So let me pull that out for you. As you can see, this is where I'm at with the scraps that I have left over. I dig into this, like there's still this really pretty piece that I could use, so I'm holding on to it just in case. I didn't want to throw anything away until actual end of July, so that's the scraps. And then for paper, like I just used this piece, so that piece is considered used, but I've got that one. I still have the wood grain sheet. This is the one that had the white background, and I ended up taking that off, so we'll wait to see what I do with that. I still have a lot of that fall themed. I have that sheet. There's that fall themed. That camping theme I have a lot of. There's that boy collection. That nautical American thing. Again, that fall collection there. I'm so not going to use this. I just know it. I might as well throw that away now. Same with that bike. I tried to use this a couple times. I didn't make it on yet. Haven't quite gotten into these yet, but I'm trying. I did use a tiny strip of this, so technically this counts as being used. I still have that and that, which again can be used as a layout about myself, so I'm not too worried about that one. There's still that sheet and this sheet. So, other than that though, like I used some of this already, so that's considered used. So that's not so bad, right? Like at least I've gotten half of it, at least cut into a little bit. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And let's just show you what I've done. So to start with, I did this layout, which is a 9 by 12. And it is documenting Jackson's overnight stays with his grandpa and grandma Anna, and how much he loves it and they love it, and how lucky he is that they want to do something like that. The paper I used from the collection, like from using up my papers, is right here. It was the one that had all different shapes, and I just cut out all the shapes. So let's see if I can show you here. It came like this, and then it was a big 12 by 12, and I literally cut out every little bit and then pulled all the blue from there. So I really like the way that turned out, and then did a little cluster here and tons of journaling. So there's that one. And then because I had done a layout about his grandpa, I had to do a layout about his grandma. They are not together. I believe they separated when Sean was about 2 or 3, so they haven't been together for a long time. So he is blessed with like 3 sets of grandparents, which is pretty neat there. But he has a close relationship with his grandma too, so I wanted to document that. And the pattern paper I used from the collection is that wood grain one, which is this. I just cut out one little sheet here and used that. Really love the way that turned out. And then pulled in other pieces and other things from my stash. And I even did a little bit of mixed media. And then I also used that dark wood grain, which the back of it is that blue. I don't know if you can remember recalling that, but so I got 2 pieces used up on this layout, which is really exciting. And I did some journaling here and journaling there. It's a little bit of side piece. Like this is just how cool is that special bond, and then that just explains that while I was in school, Jackson was really lucky and spoiled and got to have grandma watch him while I was taking my classes for my dental receptionist. So that's what this one's about. I love the layout. It's neat. It's got a little bit of mixed media, and it'll be a great one to add into his album. And then we go into this layout, which used up a lot of the pattern paper. So I used up the floral piece, I used up the vellum piece, and then I cheated because the vellum piece wasn't sticking very well as the backing. So I used that fan paper to use it as a backing. So that's 3 pieces used up on this one layout, which I love. And so there's more of that vellum there as well. I added a doily from my stash in there as well. And then I took little pieces from something else and layered a bunch. I also used this right here, is also part of that same cut apart thing from the blue I had used. So that was pretty neat. So what's that? 1, 2, 4 different pieces of pattern paper that I've been trying to use up within that collection that got used up. The other 2 pieces of pattern paper were from my stash. And then these photos are just of when I had turned 15, and I just kind of wrote, oh, to be 15 again, and a few things like that. I was going into my birthday is in the summer, so I was in the middle of just finished my grade 9 and was going into grade 10, and that my favorite movie at the time was My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and that I was listening to Good Charlotte and Vanessa Carlton. So it really just kind of dates my age, where I was at within that time frame, and I was 15 in 2002, so that ages me there for you. And I used a little doily here as well, and I don't know, I really like the way that one turned out. It's fun and playful and fits the theme, I think. I then went into some mixed media, and I love the way this one turned out. It's maybe the next ones are some of my favorite ones that I gotten done. So I did mixed media with my stencil. I have a really cool triangle stencil, and normally I do it in blue because I'm drawn to teal colors, but I ended up doing it in the pink. And then the pattern papers used were this yellow and this awesome floral, and then this white piece was the one that I tore off of the other one I had just mentioned to you, which, let's see if I can grab it here. So this one right here had a piece of white pattern paper on it, and I tore off the white pattern paper to use it for this. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I used a frame, a few little pieces from my stash there, a few little bits and pieces, another doily, and then I just titled it the 1999 Tulip Festival and just wrote what I remembered. I was like 11 when I went there, so I don't remember a lot. I do know a few facts, like my grandma had gone with me and stuff like that, so I just kind of documented that and did a little bit of splatters in teal and gold because there's gold in the floral, and then I had used teal in a few other places. And then this layout I had created for the Victoria Marie challenge for June, which was a reverse recipe challenge. So instead of telling us what we could use, Elizabeth and I believe it was Casey, I believe it was those 2. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I believe that's who it was, told us what we couldn't use. I don't think it was Casey. It was Elizabeth and another awesome lady that I'm very sorry, but it's escaped my mind. So the pattern paper used from the stack of 30 is these 2 corners right here. Those are both from that same cut apart that I had used in the first layout. That strip from that piece of pattern paper, you know, I told you I had used just a tiny strip. It's from this, so I used a strip there. And then I used the wood grain as well. That was in the Grandma and Me layout. It was just different colors, so I used the strips there. And then I also had used, everything is backed with a piece from the collection that is the camping collection. So it is from this right here, and that's what it looks like, the back side. And then this is the, well, I guess this would be the B side. So I cut and used that to back the photos. And then grabbed again a few little pieces to just kind of document. And then I do have hidden journaling talking about my son's first birthday and how we couldn't believe that he was 1. And so that's the family picture, the photo we took of him on his actual birthday, and that was his cupcake for his first birthday. I love it. This mixed media was the one that had already been done, so I just added it into use, and so that piece was also used up there. So there's that. And then I went into, that's the same triangle stencil, just using it in different areas. Like I didn't use the big triangle, instead I just used the smaller ones. And the pattern paper used was this teal one. I'm pretty pleased with the way this turned out. I kind of layered it. I layered that teal as well there, and then I went into my stash of scraps and just kind of did a bunch of layering and all of that fun stuff, and then added little bits and pieces here and there. What I love about this layout, on a side note, is that I had used 1, 2, 3 pieces of, I consider it flare, but the round epoxy stickers. I have the hardest time with flare for some reason. I love it. I love to look at it, but I have a really hard time using it. So the fact that I actually got it used on a layout made me pretty excited there. I simply titled it My Bump and Me, and what it's talking about is the fact that I'm a big Seahawks fan, and so the journaling that's hidden right here is just talking about how we represented, Jackson didn't have a choice. He was representing the Seahawks while he was inside me, and now that he's born, it'll be fun to see if he leans towards being a 49ers fan like Sean is, or if he's going to stick with mommy and be a Seahawks fan. So just kind of a fun, playful layout that I wanted to get documented, and I really love this big pile of layering. I really love it. And I wanted a little bit of extra something, so I added a little strip here and a little frame of yellow to tie in the fact that I had added a yellow heart there, excuse me. There's also a little yellow on this sticker right here, and I'm playing off the gold as being yellow. So that's where my 3 pieces come into play there. And finally is this layout, which you will have just seen the process video for. I posted it on the last day of June, and it is called Good Tidings of Comfort and Joy. And the pattern paper used up for this are the floral pieces that I had explained that I had fussy cut out. I don't know if I can grab that easily here. Let's see, here we go. It's from the burlap and bouquets. I cut out a few of the floral pieces, so 3 of them. And that's where those are coming from. The rest of it is pretty much new supplies here. A lot of it's the Pink Fresh Studio Christmas collection from last year. And then there's 3 little pieces here from the Pink Paisley Fancy Free from Paige Evans, along with this word that says family. That's what I was inspired by when I started doing my layout, was those 3 pieces layered on top like that. And then everything else just kind of fell into place. And at the end, I put in the little flowers, and I loved the way that it looked. So again, there's a big cluster here and then not a bunch anywhere else. Tiny bit of journaling, just talking about how I love where we've got this tradition started where we're documenting Christmas Eve with a family photo. Because Sean's family is split, we do Christmas Eve with his mom and Christmas Day with his dad. And then we see my family either morning of Christmas or we see them on Boxing Day. So it works well. We've got it figured out, but I just like that we always are, so far we've taken a family photo, and I really like this, and I hope it stays like that. And I'm wanting to play off of for the year of 2015, making all of the titles for my Christmas layouts song titles. So the very first layout I created for Christmas said all is calm. So there's that one, and then this one is with this Good Tidings of Comfort and Joy. So kind of a fun little play that makes scrapbooking Christmas fun for me, and that's why I'm doing it. So there we go. That's 7 layouts in total, if I can recall. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so 7 layouts. There's only 2 process videos within this. I really just want to get the stuff used up, so I haven't been doing process videos. So I'm sorry about that part, that you don't get to see the process of it, but this is why I like to do layout shares, so at least you can see what's been created. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll be back with the rest of what I get accomplished in July, and you can see all the finished stuff. So thanks everyone. Bye.